All right, let's get right into it. There's a term that you're probably hearing everywhere now in boardrooms, across supply chains, even in the news: carbon accounting. You know, it's one of those things that's quickly moving from a nice-to-have on the fringe to being absolutely central to business strategy. And today, we're going to break down exactly why that is.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds super complicated, probably just for the corporate giants, right? Is this really for me? But here's the thing. Whether you're a massive enterprise or a small supplier, the forces we're about to talk about are already affecting you. We're not going to get bogged down in the spreadsheets today. Instead, we're focusing on the three powerful forces that are making this an unavoidable reality for pretty much every business, the big why behind it all.
So this shift isn't just happening because of one single trend. It's more like a perfect storm of three really distinct drivers. We like to frame them as the stick, which is all about obligation, the carrot, which is all about opportunity, and the heart, which covers the real inspiration behind it. So let's start with the one you absolutely cannot ignore.
First up, the stick. And as the name implies, this represents the force of regulation. We're talking about the new rules and laws that are fundamentally changing the entire landscape. This is the non-negotiable part of the story, the absolute must-do for businesses everywhere.
And here's the key shift in tone. We've completely moved past the phase of, voluntary action. Governments all around the world are no longer asking politely for this information. Nope, they are mandating transparency. It is now, for many, a legal requirement.
And this is happening on a global scale. I mean, just look at the EU CSRD. It's this massive expansion of reporting rules affecting thousands of companies. Over in the UK, you've got SECR regulations that force large companies to disclose their emissions. And in the world of finance, SFDR demands transparency so investors actually know the sustainability impact of their decisions. These are all concrete, real-world examples of the stick in action.
Now this brings us to a really critical concept: the cascade effect. Think about it. A huge company that's forced to report its emissions can't possibly do it alone, right? They have to go out and get data from all their suppliers. So even if a regulation doesn't target your business directly, it will find its way to your doorstep through your customers' data demands. It's like a chain reaction that's already well underway.
So, that's the stick. But honestly, regulation is only half the story. Now we get to the fun part: the carrot. These are the market drivers. This is where we shift from what you have to do to what you really should do to get ahead of the competition.
The market itself is now creating these incredibly powerful incentives. Your customers, your investors, your partners, they're all using their influence and their purchasing power to drive change. This isn't about compliance anymore. It's about seizing a real, tangible competitive advantage.
Let's look at how this actually works in practice. So, say you want a major government contract in the UK. Well, you're going to need a carbon reduction plan. Looking for investment? Good luck. Investors are using platforms like CDP to vet your environmental data first. Trying to become a supplier for a major corporation? They're using services like EcoVadis to rate you. All of a sudden, your carbon data isn't just a report, it's a critical business asset.
The division is becoming crystal clear. On one side, you have companies without this data, and they risk being left behind, losing contracts, struggling for investment, getting dropped from supply chains. But on the other side, companies with their carbon data ready to go are winning new business and becoming the preferred partners. The carrot is very, very real. And finally, that brings us to our third driver, the heart. This moves us beyond the rules in the markets and into the powerful realm of values and purpose. This is the motivation to simply do the right thing.
This is the motivation that comes from within. It's all about building a business that you, your employees, and your customers can actually be proud of. It's the want-to-do part of the equation that's driven by a sense of responsibility for, our shared future.
And leading with purpose delivers some very tangible benefits. You build deep, lasting trust with customers who are actively choosing brands that share their values. You attract and you retain top talent because, let's be honest, people want their work to have a positive impact. And you solidify your reputation as a business that's built on something more than just profit.
So we have the stick, the carrot, and the heart. Three powerful forces: regulation, market opportunity, and ethical purpose. And they're all pointing in the exact same direction. So what this really means for your business, right now, is that there's one clear, absolutely essential first step. Okay, let's just put it all together one last time. Regulation is the must-do. The market provides the should-do to get that competitive advantage, and your values create the want-to-do. So whether you're motivated by compliance, competition, or just pure conviction,
All roads lead to the same conclusion: it is time to act.
And that action, it begins with measurement. It's an old saying, but it's true. You can't manage what you don't measure. Carbon accounting is that foundational tool. It's the language you need to use to understand your impact, to track your progress, and to prove your commitment to your customers, your investors, and to yourselves.
These forces aren't coming 5 or 10 years down the line. They're already here. The stick, the carrot, and the heart are reshaping the business world as we speak. So really, the only question left is, what story will your numbers tell?